pouring the coals on the fire today, Jason Lambert. You know, for what everyone thought a Saturday on Kentucky Lake would be, you know, tough, full of pressure, the bite was actually pretty good today, wasn't it?
It was actually a lot better today than it was yesterday.
They agree.
Yeah, they like it too. Yeah, actually, I caught a lot more fish today than I did yesterday. And fortunately, this morning, we talked about it yesterday, I got a good start early, and I caught, you know, a 5 and a couple 4s this morning, and you know, it seemed like every stop I made for the next couple hours, I upgraded. I mean, I had 22 pounds early. Probably by 10 o'clock, I had 22 pounds. So then the rest of the day is just about catching a couple big ones, and I end up calling, you know, probably 6 or 7 times throughout the day.
Jeez.
And I mean, we caught a bunch of 3-pounders too. So I mean, it's, you know, I probably caught 30, 40 fish today. Probably the most fish I've caught of any day of the tournament. But, you know, the big tournament down on the south end, like I said, I got lucky this morning and caught a couple big ones up north. And actually, by the time I made it down to about the Blood River, I caught a 6-pounder, and I just turned around and came back and started working my way back. So I didn't even, you know, 2 things. Number one, I didn't mess with any of the fish that I'm going to fish down there tomorrow, and I didn't mess with any of those guys in that local tournament. So it, you know, I guess it was as good a day as I could ask for.
Okay. Everything you caught them on today is stuff you fished earlier in the tournament?
All except for one place. One place that I actually found in practice that had, you know, a good 10, 15, 20 fish school on it, disappeared. And then today they showed up. And actually one of my whitefish came off of that today. So, So it was good to see them show back up. And some of the fish that I'd been seeing that were really broken up, you know, small schools, you know, yesterday they'd be 2 here, 2 there, 2 over there. Today they were like 8 or 9, and they were together, so you could catch them. So, you know, it was a better day. I think we didn't have any current, but I think the wind works as current sometimes. And that little breeze we had all day kept enough ripple on the water that I think it really helped. Tomorrow, though, you know, it's supposed to be 97 degrees, light and variable, so I don't know what we're going to have for a breeze. So, you know, we'll worry about tomorrow morning. But, you know, it is a good day. I can't complain anyway.
Do you think, because I've heard from some guys before the tournament started, and I think you and I might even talk about at registration, that the guys that make it to Sunday, when, you know, the pressure will be a little less out here, obviously the field's cut down to 10, have a little more room to work, we could actually see some of the best bags of the tournament tomorrow. Do you still feel that way? Well,
I'm not real sure. You know, I'd like to think so. If we can get enough wind, if we can get a breeze to get the water moving around just a little bit, I think we could really wreck them tomorrow. I mean, the lake's going to be wide open. You know, there's only going to be 10 of us fishing, and that I know of, there's no local tournaments going on. So, you know,
at least no big ones.
Right. The opportunity of getting more places to fish, you know, and bouncing and going are going to be a lot better. So, I mean, yeah, the possibility. You know, after what I've seen the last couple of days, I think these fish are still moving out. I think there's more coming. You know, some of the smaller schools that had 6 in them now got 15 in them. And like I said, I had a school reappear today. So, you know, I mean, the potential is there to catch a really, really big bag tomorrow.
Well, final thing, I don't want to get too in-depth with baits right now, but I do want to know, I mean, last time we were at Kentucky Lake, the Magnum Spoon showed up. You know, so that's in a lot of guys' arsenals. There's a lot of standard ledge baits that guys rotate through. Do you have it narrowed down any more than like 15 rods and just cycle through?
Yeah, I mean, every day, you know, I started the tournament Thursday with like 14 rods out, and today I think I had like 8 out. So it's getting less and less and less and less, and like
a little bit.
And I broke a drop shot off this morning. I didn't even retie yet.
Good call.
So, you know, there's just little things. I mean, right now I'm really keyed in on about 3 baits. And it's, you know, I kind of cycle through them, you know, and try to hit them from different angles and all that kind of stuff. But I've really got it down now to about 3 baits.
And we'll find those out tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll talk about that tomorrow.
All right, man. Good luck tomorrow. Go get them, dude.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
All right, Brandon Hunter. Man, the big key this week has been getting out of the gate quick every day, you know, putting some solid fish in the boat. And man, you did that in a hurry this morning. Tell me about it.
Yeah, we caught them quick, fast, and in a hurry this morning. It was crazy. You know, I ran out and checked a spot, and then I didn't see anybody over there, and I ran over there. I found those fish late yesterday afternoon and got them kind of fired up, so I knew I wanted to fish it pretty early, and I got over there and I caught one of my first casts, and I got the school fired up, and I had about 13 pounds in about an hour. and then I caught 2 big ones and cold up to about 20 pounds, and I hated to leave, but I knew that I started catching a few 2-pounders, and I thought, you know what, I don't need to burn these anymore. I might as well go look for some other areas. So I started just kind of making my way up the lake and kind of practice the rest of the day. But at the same time, I did fish a little bit too. So,
well, it was interesting because I got to watch that flurry this morning, and man, it was like every time you think about leaving, you'd catch like a 3.5 or a 4-pounder or something like that, and you'd be like, well, maybe I milked this for what it's for. So in your mind right now, do you plan on maybe trying to tap that tomorrow as well?
I'll catch all I can tomorrow. Tomorrow's it. Tomorrow's the final day. I'll catch them as long as they start.
You didn't lean on them too hard today.
Well, I mean, I've still got an area that I caught them on the first 2 days that I haven't even been to yet. So I didn't go to today anyway. So tomorrow I'll catch all I can catch out there. I may go out there and not get a bite. You never know. It's fishing. We got lucky this morning. I was there at the right time and they were biting.
Well, for day 3 of an event like this, you mentioned yesterday you really only caught them off 2 spots. If you didn't have those 2 spots, who knows if you even would have had a fish.
Right.
You got that limit in the boat quick today, and then you told me you're going to go look around and find some stuff. So did you find any new things or any spots that you wanted to check that you really hadn't this week that look good for tomorrow?
I didn't really find anything, and that's what kind of scares me. The few places that I did find, I tried to fish just to see if I could get a bite out of them, and they're just not biting everywhere. A lot of the schools you see are busted up, and if you do see them and they look right, they still don't bite. So I didn't really find anything that kind of got me excited about tomorrow, but I've got the one place that's kind of in the back of my pocket that I'm excited to make some casts on tomorrow and see if those big ones are still there that were there the first 2 days.
In terms of baits, we don't need to go in depth right now, but we've kind of touched on it a little bit. I saw you rotate through it. It's really kind of 3 main things for you, and it's nothing crazy. We're not seeing new crazy ledge baits coming out this week.
No, nothing crazy. I'm fishing my strength. I love to throw a crankbait and a big swim bait and that big spoon, and that's no secret on Kentucky Lake. Obviously, everybody's got one now, but that's the way I like to fish. I like to run and gun, hit as many spots as I can. I wish there were more fish out so I could not have to milk a place as long and could bounce around a lot more. I just don't feel comfortable doing that right now.
In your opinion, being how local you are, especially to this upper end of the lake, tomorrow, less pressure, maybe a better bite? Maybe the schools are a little more grouped up like they should be?
Maybe there's a little less fishing pressure than, let's say, today.
Yep.
I think there is a couple of local tournaments. There's always tournaments here on Kentucky Lake. So I don't know. I'm anxious to get out there and see how they're grouped up, what they look like on the graph, and see if we can make them bite.
Well, you did it today. We'll see if you can get them fired back up in the morning. But congrats on today, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Good job, Brandon.
Thank you.